Welcome to another dual gap cast. This is a pretty high ranking cast. Some good players in here, and I'll get right into it. So, team 1, top left, top air player, Cheese Master. Don't know too much about this guy, but he's 1200. Going down to mid spot, jukebox hero. He is a dual gap veteran, so experienced player. He's a 1300, and then we have Mikhail Overkill, 1900. He's in the front, and you can see the two 1900s are at the front, so that's going to be interesting. See how that plays out. Not the ideal spot for your high ranking, the highest ranking player. Anyway, moving on to Navy. Escape Van, 1600. Haven't seen this guy, so it will be interesting to see how he plays. Moving on to the eco spot, Demodor 200 in the yellow. He's a 1600, so two 1600s here. Going down to the bottom air spot, Oriental. This guy is a dual gap veteran, quite an infamous player. I think he's just started playing again, and quite a good player. Moving on to team 2, bottom air spot, Illuminate 1, very good player, very experienced. So we'll be watching him. Stupid Noob in the eco spot. He is 1600. By the way, Illuminate 1 is 1800. Two very good players here. And moving on to the naval spot, Rain, who's a 1500. So very experienced bottom half here for team 2. Top half, team 2, we have a live pulsar, 1900. In the front spot, Dargroff, who is a dual gap veteran as well, 1400. And then we have Crash, 1200. So quite an interesting setup here. We have two 1200s in the top air spot, which always makes things interesting in these high ranking games. Having a slightly lower rank in the air spot always makes for a fun time. But just looking at these teams now and seeing how they are, seeing how they're ranked. So right side, you can see over here up the top right side is actually a higher ranking team. So it's not the most perfect, evenly balanced game. And just by looking at this team, I feel like right side has the experience as well. So not just the ranking, but they have the experience anyway. See, Mikhail has gone for some early bots. It's always good to get some bots out in this front position. So it looks like Stupid Noob is going Navy. I know that he's traditionally not that fond of going Navy. See, he's about to drop his opponent's mixes as well. And he may even drop the rocks up here. Have a bomber from Oriental. A little bit late at 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. Escape Van reclaims the energy straight away. Build the T1 sonar. So live pulsar. This guy is traditionally a economy player, and he's probably the best economy player in the dual gap, in the dual gap map. So he's even at front, he will eco up very well, very quickly. So he's a player that the later the game goes, the better he becomes. So he's already a bit late. Well, he's very late. Hasn't built many units. He's only committed a, well, not even 10 bots. So already it looks a bit drastic. Mid control for Team 1. But you can see the difference. No T2 mixes for Mikhail, and already 4 T2 mixes for Alive. It doesn't really matter because Mikhail has the mid mass. Some little labs breaking the trees. Oh. You have a little sneaky drop up here. So it's quite interesting. Both bottom air players have seemed to take on the T1 air role, so they're not rushing T3 air at the moment, which is quite smart. They value the they value the T1 air more than the T3. Even though there's not that many T1. Oh, the inties are over here. A little drop over here. Interesting. Oh, the drop gets caught. So both air players had the same idea. T2 for Mikhail. So it's a little bit chaotic here. Lots of T1 bombers. There's a proxy. Well, what was a proxy base. So quite a lot of micro early on. But you can see both bottom air players have now started to eco up towards that T3 air factory. Buff the shard. There it is, buff the shard. See how see how eco is going for both players. So you're 22 mass for Dimmador, 23k mass for Rain. Very similar there. And it'd be interesting to see if Diminor does actually go advanced RAS here. It doesn't look like it. But the standard build for Eco is to go RAS. You see Rain is doing that. He's doing it on two T2 PGN, which is interesting, and going a second T3 Max. Yeah, you see he started the build as third. Pulsar moves back. The good thing about having Navy control is that you have map control, so you can, if you decide to go strats, you can send strats over here, and it's quite difficult for the enemy to see that coming, especially stealth strats, so you can snipe SMDs. But Escape Van, well, all his cruisers have died. And you can see Rain has just got these comms, RAS comms, going to suck up all this mass. And he's going to continue to Eco Horde. Wow. And this looks newbie having SAMs out here, but this is really what you want to have. You want to have SAMs going all the way around here to protect the game yet, and that will most likely come in this game. I'm not too sure. Spider. Well, okay. This Spider is going to get some veterancy. It's probably going to be a level 5 Spider by the end of this. Nuke goes down for Rain. Pretty sure the SMDs are all up to scratch. One there. One there. Well, not quite a level 5, a level 3. Oh, here come the strats. Brutal. Excuse me. And he's just walking this Spider into a GC. Run. He's fucked. Poor Spider. You see Rain is also putting down SAMs, making it hard to scout, making it hard to have a bomber run. See the amount of mass here. 40,000 mass. We have Illuminate 1 patrolling his air around the back, which is interesting. Huh. We have double nuke. Double nuke for rental. That is interesting. I don't quite know what they do. Only no, they have two. They already have 3 SMD missiles loaded. Let's see. As the game slows down a little bit. Moving on to 30 minutes, which this is slowly moving into gaming territory. You can see escape van has, well, he's got all T3 mix, oh, T2 mix there, and a T1 mix here. But this is gonna be, see, because stupid noob still has to defend this. I mean, there is a Tempest, but isn't really. There is no significant economy here. Lots of build power, but just no real significant. Oh, okay. Well. Wow. Okay. Do they spot it? Yes, they do. Ruenthal makes the SMD, as to does Mikhail, and Mikhail makes a YOLO. Do they spot that? Going T4, they, well, it's there it is. So this is a double YOLO game. Interesting. The only thing that this YOLO seems a little bit harder to snipe than this. This is slightly more forward. Both players have Seraphim shields, and it's going to be very hard to snipe this YOLO with all this Navy occupying the front. $10,000, so a little bit behind for Mikhail. Sea Rain reclaiming the mass extractors, the mass fabricators, to get that extra mass. So this is kind of interesting. You can see 3 nukes. You can see Mikhail claiming, doing the same. A swarm of torpedo bombers. Well, that's just cruisers, so those torpedo bombers are gonna basically melt. I don't know how effective that is. The first YOLO nuke is launched. YOLO is finished for Mikhail. And how many nukes? One nuke there, one nuke there, half a nuke. And they have 3, 5, soon to be 6. How many? That's got 2. This has got 0. Oriental launches his. So that's 3 launched there. That's basically 4 SMD missiles needed to take out these. We have none there. We got none there. None. Huh. Whoa. It's gonna hit. Brutal. Wow. Huh. Brutal. Oh. And well, that's the game. That is pretty much the game. Interesting. Classic dual gap ending. Although I wouldn't say that happens very often. 2 nukes, 2 YOLOs followed by 3 nukes. A very dual gap finish for a very dual gap game. They're not going to load these in time. And well, Top still has a lot of anti-nukes, but you wonder, are they going to bother? Are they going to bother with playing on? Probably not. Brutal. Brutal. Oh, he actually got it. He's just going to have to assist this for the rest of the game. Rain says he was so close to winning. Yeah, maybe. They did not spot these two nukes here. They spotted one, but not two. That was the fatal flaw. I didn't actually see that this landed. This landed afterwards. After Rain had... So both nukes landed without an SMD. I think Illuminate actually quit when he probably shouldn't have. And there's a Maver going up. But both nukes hit at a similar... Well, this hit afterwards, but... I mean, this nuke just did a lot more damage. I don't see how Alive gets out of this. But he's going to try. And there's a little mass hit. The Maple will be up soon. Just going to speed this up a little bit. Should have done it a while ago. Oh, here we go. And this is going to be a nice ending to the game. Boom. And there was a GG. Interesting game. And typical gap game, but quite fun to cast. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Ciao.